Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome what was supposed to be your Friday spot here on Pagan Perspective. I tried uploading a video last night, and for some reason it wouldn't process correctly, and so now I'm shooting this all over again on my phone so that maybe it'll actually upload. I've missed several videos, and I'm very sorry. My life has been very hectic. I've been going to therapy, doctors, and all this other stuff, but anyway, that's besides the point. I'll try to put those videos on my main channel, and so check the description for a link to that. But I really need to get back on the ball and rolling with this pagan perspective thing, so hopefully I don't forget again. I seem to be the king of forgetting. But if only I could apply that to other areas of my life. But anyway, I think this month we are supposed to be just choosing from the list of topics that Kara gave us. So I wanted to talk about one that I think I might have talked about on my main channel before. If not, I've definitely made a rant about it on Tumblr, because Tumblr is where you see most of this, and this being cultural appropriation. This is, from what I understand, the belief that someone from a different culture cannot use a religion that one culture has come up with because they feel like you are slandering their beliefs. For example, I should not be allowed to practice voodoo or Native American shamanism or anything like that because I am not an African American or a Native American. So I think that's a very strange way of thinking. The commenter who asked us this question said that they can kind of see both sides of the point, but I'll be honest, I can't. Because whenever you start saying things like, oh, this is only for my culture and my people, to me it almost sounds like a cult. And that's very creepy and strange and selfish to me. But anyway, so I wanted to talk a little about religions and how we address them and how we adopt them into our lifestyles, even though they might be from many different eclectic ways of life. And that's what this term usually comes up with, is whenever people are eclectic. People don't like you being eclectic in the pagan community nowadays for some reason. Anyway, I feel that cultural appropriation is, well, for lack of a better word, bullshit, because I understand that if someone, was to be practicing voodoo and was just purposely trying to slander it and turn it into something that was completely against what voodoo actually is and calling it voodoo, I could understand that point of view. But someone who is actually, trying to learn voodoo or Native American shamanism, or someone who happens to be white, if they are actually trying to learn and not trying to be disrespectful or rude and trying to learn the beliefs, I don't see what the problem is. Especially since whenever any of us enter a religion or take on a religion, we are not going to have the same beliefs as the founder of that religion, usually. And we're not going to have the same visions or interpretations of the religion's teachings as everyone else in the religion is going to have. So I find it a very strange and almost unrealistic goal to say that all of us should believe the same thing. If you want to call yourself practicing voodoo, you should be doing this and not this, and this and not this. I find that very strange, because obviously religion is up to your own interpretation. Religion is about you. It's not about impressing others. It's not about pleasing others. For example, back to the we don't always agree with the founder of the religion thing. Gerald Gardner was very sexist and homophobic. He actually wrote that homosexuality was a curse from the goddess. And so, obviously, you would be extremely hard-pressed to find a Wiccan nowadays who is homophobic or against homosexuality in any way. So there's one example of us not getting the same interpretation as someone who invented the religion. We think that his ideas and stuff, certain ones of them, were very good, and they certainly got the ball rolling, but we are not sticking to the original plan. And no religion does this. No spirituality does this. We can't do this. It's impossible. It's impossible to get in someone's head and understand 100% what they meant whenever they were saying this spirituality or this religion is going to stand for this and this means this. It's impossible to do that, in my opinion. So I find this whole cultural appropriation thing a little bit dramatic and a little bit overdone. I feel like it's something that people just throw around whenever they are bored and wanting to stir up drama, or it's something that they throw around whenever they can't think of anything else to insult the person about. Because I see it perfectly fine that if you are white, you can practice voodoo or Native Americanism, and if you're Native American, you could practice Christianity or something that, I don't know a lot about what white people created. But you could practice something that, I don't know, the leader of the organization happened to be a different race than what you are. I see no problem in that. And I'm honestly confused as to how a problem can be seen in that. Like, anytime someone talks to me about cultural appropriation, it's almost goes over my head, and I'm just like, are you seriously bitching about this? This is what you chose out of all the shit going on in the world to focus on? Like, it's ridiculous in my opinion. And so, anyway, I don't really have very much else to say about it, especially since I've ranted about this countless times. But if you want to practice voodoo, if you want to practice hoodoo, if you want to practice Native American shamanism, if you want to practice freaking anything, knock yourself out. Obviously don't do it in a way that is disrespectful intentionally. Try to learn as much as you can, read as much as you can, and practice as much as you can. But do not do it in a rude way. Like I said, the only case that I could see this even remotely possibly being an issue is if, I don't know, someone tried to take the religion and almost turn it upside down. No hate towards Satanists, but I'm just using this as an example. Satanists took Christianity and kind of turned it upside down, and they purposely blasphemed Christianity, but that was their philosophy, and they started their own religion, or lack thereof, based off this philosophy. So I don't see a problem with that, even to that degree, but I don't know. I'll shut up now. I'll stop speaking. Thanks for watching. Blessed be, guys.